Dedicated to the great outdoors, it's Southern Woods and Waters with Hugh McNaughton. Southern Woods and Waters is brought to you by Gander Mountain, Greenform Construction, the Burns Insurance Group, Cunningham Buick GMC, Nashville Marine, America's Motorsports. And now, here's Hugh.
All right, welcome everyone to this Thursday night's edition of Southern Woods and Waters, and we got a great show for you tonight. We've been talking fishing for a little while now, and we've been talking about how to get ready for it. We couldn't wait till spring gets there and the warm days so we can get out there on the lakes. Well, guys, y'all been killing me all week. I've been having to work, and every time I pass by Old Hickory, there's about 10 boats lining up to go on the rim. So I was like, I hate it. I just do. But tonight, we're going to talk to Donovan Grant with Bagger Buck, and he has brought just a whole slew of things for us to talk about. One is we're going to talk about turkey hunting. Man, turkey season is right around the corner, and from all indications of all my hunter buddies, they couldn't be any more pleased about turkey season being right around the corner. Let's broaden out and introduce my guest to you tonight. I have with me Donovan Grant. Donovan. Hey, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
We already shook hands once. He didn't think we were going to do it again. But now, Donovan, you have Bagger Buck, and you've had that for years. I mean, you've been doing that for years. You've been in every show around here. You do a lot with churches and wild beast feasts and stuff like that. But you've gotten in. Now, we had you here last year, and we talked about the hydrographics.
Yep.
And that we're going to touch on that tonight. But you brought a whole box full of new things, newbies. and I'm really excited about them. I'm telling you, I am really excited about them. Joy's been over here playing with them. She's picked out about half a dozen of them. And we're going to talk about them during the show, but they're just a different kind of turkey call.
They are. In fact, the turkey calls, I've been working on turkey calls for years, probably as long as I've been in business with Bagger Buck, which has been right now, this is our 11th year.
Yeah.
So, but we've perfected kind of what we've been working on. And me and a good friend, Billy Beatty, has worked on this particular call and have come out with something that's really cool, sounds great, looks cool. And actually, it's made out of the same wood that they make guitars out of right here in Nashville, Tennessee.
And I was fixing to say, that, what better call to come from Nashville than to have a turkey call that sounds like a guitar going off,
exactly.
That's made on the same principle.
Right. Well, in fact, I'm glad you brought that up because it is made on the same principle because like a guitar, actually you play a guitar from the top and it resonates through the top, right?
Right.
And that's the same way that this call is done because you see, what we do is basically play it through the top, resonates through the top. But it's just
let me see it. Let me hold it for a second.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hold it right here, to where we can get a look at it, because you got two different slates here.
That's right.
Now, one's a little bit smaller than the other, and it's at the far end over here, and one's a little bit bigger. This one makes a little higher pitch than this one over here.
It does. And in fact, what you're looking at there is the reason why we call this a clutch call is because, first of all, a group of turkeys is called a clutch.
That's right.
Well, that makes sense. Well, then the way you hold it. Yeah, exactly. But see, the way you hold it, also, you're clutching that call, right?
Yeah.
So that's another way. All right. But when you play this call, when we're talking about being a clutch, when in a clutch, you have multiple sounds.
Right.
So when you start on this side of the call and you play this side and you go across from here all the way across, it's going to give you a higher pitch and it's going to get lower and lower and lower. So actually what you're doing is mimicking a whole clutch of turkeys as opposed to just one. Now you can do that on a regular friction call on a 3 or 4 inch slate.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but the way this works, so it's amazing because you can just hit on one side of that, and in fact, that right there is one of my favorite calls.
Another great thing. Now, what do you call these up here? Because this is where the sound emanates from.
Right, where it resonates out.
And it comes right out of there, much like a guitar. Much like a regular harmonic guitar.
Right.
And so it sounds, it's pushing that sound just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an amazing call. It really is. And, you know, it's, I guess, you know, we'll go ahead and play it there. Yeah.
Because the reason I like it is because a lot of times you can have an old gobbler and you see him and you can call to him, but he won't respond.
Right, that's right.
So you got to play with him a little bit. He might like the higher,
yeah,
which is.
Yep.
He may not respond to that. He may
Right.
think, well, she's too young and I don't want to mess with her. So you get a little older. It's got a little deeper pitch to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You see where you get all those, where you
Yeah.
can get all those different sounds from it. In fact, even let's see here, if I can. You hear the different,
Yep.
just as I play it off
That's
the side.
almost like a fighting purr right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. Yeah, it's pretty amazing how you can make all those different tones.
Off of just one call.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something. You know, I've hunted with some real pro turkey hunters, and in fact, you know, I am a pro turkey hunter, right? You know, I'm a professional turkey caller. You
Right.
know that, right? I mean, there's not very many. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
but
working with you here, not against you.
But listen, what I'm going to tell you though is what's amazing about turkeys, okay, is that I took my daughter a few years ago, and you know she's a youth and she gets to
Right.
hunt for the youth,
Right.
And so being the pro turkey caller that I am,
Right.
she had her own call, and of course the pro had his call, and we go out there and we go hunting, and you know I take her back there as far as we can go back in the woods. I'm calling, don't hear nothing, right? You know those days.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
When you're back there, you don't hear nothing, right? Well, as we get to the back, she keeps asking, Dad, can I try it? I'm like, nope, not yet. I said, let the pro get on here. You know, so I wanted to show her, you know, how it's done, right? So we get back there, and finally, I've just about give up. And she asked me, she said, Daddy, this about 5 times. She said, can I try it now? And I said, well, you might as well. Like that.
There's no bird around here.
Like, you might as well, right? So she goes hitting this call, right? And just kept on hitting. So we start walking back to the front. About halfway back, this bird lights up. And I look at her, I said, don't stop doing what you're doing. So we get down, and sure enough, she shoots this bird, comes in, blown up, and sure enough, she called him in. And she hadn't been turkey hunting that long. So, you know, sometimes it's not always the pro. Or,
No.
and to be quite honest with you, I'm not a pro. But
We do. I don't consider myself a pro. I'm a fairly good turkey caller.
oh
You
yeah,
are
yeah,
too.
oh yeah, I know you are. Yeah,
But-
absolutely.
But, you know, the thing is and I've been in the same scenario with you. I went with a guide one time on the governor's one shot, and this guy started practicing calls as we were going down the road, going to the hunt, and it sounded like a sick chicken. I said, dude, if you don't mind, I'll do my own calling if you don't mind. So I get out there and call, nothing. He does this sick chicken, and the woods light up. I said, just whatever, dude. Just keep on going.
So, and you know what's funny, because I hunt with guys. I tell people this. I hunt with pros that are filming, and
Oh, yeah.
and you know it gets real stressful sometimes when those guys are, you know, when they got to hit that call just right. You know, got to be just perfect. And I tell you right now, turkey hunting's not all about being just perfect. It's about going out there and having fun.
And
you know?
have you ever heard a perfect turkey call from a turkey? I mean, if you
No,
listen to
no,
them long enough, they're
exactly.
going to mess
Yeah.
up. They got
Oh,
a high
yeah.
pitch.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
they get
yeah.
something caught in their throat or something, you know, and they mess up just like we do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I suggest to people is just get you a box call, get you a call, and go out there and just make some noise. I mean, you know, 'cause
Well, do try to find out what the difference is between a cluck and a purr and stuff like that.
yeah.
You can do that, but now you can do that in 10 minutes.
oh yeah.
But getting that rhythm down and learning the rhythm and everything is where I think the expertise comes in.
Right.
And that's just from that's getting out there and doing it, just like you said.
That's
learning
right.
on your own.
That's right.
Is the best way to do it. Hey, we got to take a quick break right now and visit some of our fine sponsors. When we come back, hey, it's turkey time here in Tennessee with my good friend Donovan Grant. Hurry back.